this is Laura Whitmore with Acoustic Nation, and I'm here with DeWyze.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Today. So we've got our guitars because we just did a little lesson on how to play Lee's new single, Fight.
Yes.
So you should check that out too. But today we're going to just have a little chat. And I wanted to just congratulate you on your new album.
Thank you very much.
How's it been going? You've been doing some
Good.
touring.
Yeah, we've been on the road, and you know, it's been really fun to expose people to a different side of me that I don't think they maybe know. And you know, exposing people to the new music is like really what this is all about for me. Is to having some time passed, you know, in the last 3 years. I was able to take about a year or so and really write this record and make it exactly what I wanted. And you know, for me, like that's the whole key to everything. Is like people, if they knew who I was from the show, or they didn't know it doesn't
American Idol, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't really mention that.
American Idol. If when I go and play these shows, my favorite thing is when someone comes up to me and says, "I've never heard of you, but I love your album," or "I loved what you guys just did on stage. Like, where can I get an album?" Like that to me is what it's about. And you know, I have like an amazing fan base, and they are just the most supportive and like inspirational group of fans you could ever ask for. And they have so much a part in spreading the word about the music, and to me, it's really just about getting that new music and really who I am as an artist out there. Because this feels like my first album, like it really does. In the weirdest way, it feels like this is the record I've always wanted to make.
You made another album after American Idol,
I did.
Right?
Yes.
But that wasn't one you wanted to make.
No, it's not that I didn't want to make it. I just feel like...
Was that more controlled by what...
I mean, I got to write on it, so I can't really, like, say... I mean, I'm proud of it, and I'm happy about it, but I feel like... I feel like I needed to make that record to make this record.
Okay.
Is what I feel like. I mean, it's almost kind of like, you know, as people grow, like, their taste buds change.
Yeah.
You know, and you could kind of put it that way, but, you know, I think that sometimes there's going to be too many cooks in the kitchen. And, you know, when I signed on with Vanguard Records this past year, they kind of said, like, here's the apron, you know?
Yeah.
Like, here's the chef's hat, go do your thing. And they really allowed me to be creative and really allowed me to write and explore the studio. And once I started doing that, it wasn't about American Idol. It wasn't, hey, let's make a record because you were on American Idol. Or it was simply, we love the music and, like, keep doing that. And we want more of that. Like, that's awesome. And so that was a really proud moment for me to have somebody, you know, sign me simply because they like the music. And that's what it should be about. Is the music. That's what the show should be about. I mean, overall, I mean, it's about music.
Right.
You know, and that's what I feel like I finally at a point now where music is the forefront of my career.
That's awesome.
It's a good feeling.
You.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
So on the show, on American Idol, you were able to play guitar sometimes on stage.
Yes.
Was that a
when
good
it was
experience?
allowed.
Was it tough?
Yes.
Okay.
It was definitely. I mean, being on the show, it's definitely tough because you know I'm a singer-songwriter, you know, Americana, like stompy guy, and I have been since I was, you know, young. I mean, growing up listening to, you know, like I said, Cat Stevens, Simon and Garfunkel. Like I could go on, and those are my influences. And then I go on a show, and it was like, you're gonna play Shania Twain this week, and I was like, all right, cool, that's what we're doing. Like, let's do it. And I'm gonna do my guitar. No, this week we're not gonna do guitars. And I'm just like, well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You're like, that's what I do. Like, what do you mean? It's like going up to like a baseball player and saying like, hey, we're gonna play with no mitts today. You know, it's like, well, it's not gonna really work.
Yeah.
So it was definitely challenging at times, and I'm glad I had that experience. You know, I'm always grateful and appreciative of American Idol and what it's been able to do for me, of course.
Yeah.
But I never want that to be, you know, the thing that I don't want to say remembered for, but I think there's a lot more to it than just that.
Be like a jumping off point, not like...
Yeah, it was the greatest first step I could have ever taken in my career. Yeah. But I never looked at it or saw it as like, this is it. I mean, it was the most amazing feeling in the world, and if it wasn't for the fans and the dedicated people that allowed me to be on the show, it would have never happened.
Yeah.
But I realized that, like, I have a long career ahead of me, and, you know, I want to utilize that awesome first experience to help, you know, get me to where I wanted to be. And through the process of being on Idol, being on a label, leaving a label, putting out a record, and then having a year and a half off, literally, of just me in the studio doing whatever I wanted. And then finally at Vanguard, I know, it was like this crazy relief of like, but not that the people I worked with in other places weren't great people and all that, but I really had a chance to take a musical breather, and that's what it is. And so here I am now. Fast forward, I got this new album out, and now everyone's asking me like, you know, why is this different? You know, what's special about this? And it's just, I feel like the only pressure on this record is for myself. Like I don't feel like that there's a need to prove anything on this record other than show people what I'm about. I'm not trying to be like, you know, hey, look, I'm this way, or it's like, this is what I am.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. So, and it's fun. You know.
That's great. So just one more question about American Idol, because I don't want to dwell on it too
go
much.
No, and that's the thing. I'm never going to pretend that American Idol isn't a part of
it's
what I've
awesome.
done. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a part of who I am.
But I guess I'm interested in, like, you know, when I watch those people sing, I can't imagine being under that pressure.
It's brutal.
And what it was like, and even, like, it must have helped you hone, like, your performance skills. Like,
absolutely. It's actually funny, when I went on the show, I was playing for years in the bars and doing all that stuff, like since I was literally 15, like in my local play. And then when I went on the show and I got in front of the stage and the cameras were out, I almost like forgot how to perform. It was like the craziest, like, okay, now what? Like, what do I usually do? Like, it was really weird.
Yeah.
And then I started getting more comfortable with it, and then I got in my groove. But it's definitely, like, prepares you for, like, nothing in the world can prepare you, like, for, like, media, the music industry on the business side, on the, you know, all of those things, the way that I can, like, very quickly. And
for better or for worse.
So there are just so many amazing things that have come out of the show, not only the experience and of being on stage and on a big platform and getting your name out there, but seriously, I say it a lot, but like the fans that support the show and the artists that are on the show, it's like unmatched. It's insane. It's in the best way. And so many of these fans have like hung out and waited for this record.
Yeah.
And like I mean, there was a good 8-month period where people were like, what are you doing? I'm like, just give me. I was literally telling them every day, soon. Like, I promise you, soon.
You'll be happy.
I hope. And then eventually it was so nice to finally be like, sign with Vanguard, putting out a record, and then we did. Yeah. And you know, the response has been great, and you know, everything I've been through from Idol to this to that, all those things had to happen, and they needed to happen in order for me to be where I'm at. I don't want to say, you know, as a person, but yeah, I mean, as a person and as a musician and a writer, I mean, all those things have made me who I am, like, now, and that's what I'm trying to use to fuel this thing.